My friends, welcome back to the frequency. Me and my buddy Sage out here road tripping through the magical mountains of the Rockies. And we stopped up there on the mountain. I got some insight about being centered, my friends. And this video has been a long time coming. This is kind of like the prerequisite for all action. Of all the videos you watch of mine, this should come first. My friends, we're talking about being centered. Being centered, being at peace, tranquility of mind, tranquility of body. This is where all power comes from. This is where all manifestation arises. And this is where the spirit or the divine can move within you. And his hand can be felt on earth. My friends, the first law of Mott is that man is meant to be at peace, to be at ease. The Tao is firmly based upon your ability to find your center, the center of the hurricane, right? To be in the void without grasping at anything, to be everything, right? To see all of it and be still, to be still, to enter the silence, the literal elixir of life. The alchemists, the first principle would be tranquility of mind and tranquility of body. Even Jesus and the Qumran sect, all these initiates out there, they would greet each other with "May peace be with you," and leave each other with "May peace be with you." Why are all of these philosophies rooted and founded on the principle of peace and centeredness? It is because, my friends, when we lose our center, we no longer can discern where impulses and thoughts are coming from, right? Because we are no longer at homeostasis. The true self is distorted, right? The true self is distorted. When you are at your center, when you are still, when you have found that peace, right? You are grasping and looking for nothing. This is where all power resides. This is where power is heaped upon you. And furthermore, every action you take, if you can maintain this alignment, right? Every action you take is action taken in spirit. You are walking with spirit. You are walking upright in truth, right? Because you have found the center. So there's two notes I just wanted to hit on in this video. Hold on, that light's getting kind of bright. The first one was, my friends, the mark of the true master, as Sage put it. The mark of the true master is to walk through life never having left his center, right? His peace overwhelms them. My friends, let your peace overwhelm them, or let your wholeness overwhelm them. Because when you have found your peace, when you have made peace, then you are once again whole, right? Let that overwhelm them. This is the source of power, my friends. It is evident to everyone. When you are speaking and listening and being from the deepest core of your being, it is felt and known by everyone, right? I'm centered in this video, and the words I'm speaking are coming from a place that is beyond like the usual, video, right? This is where your power resides, at the center of the hurricane. This is where the master never leaves. Jesus had attained a perfect peace. He was in perfect peace, right? Another point I want to make, my friends, is when we lose our center, when we're out here in the matrix, right? Diving back in, as always, because we need to operate in this world. We lose our center so fast. If you're anything like me, I mean, I'm sure a few people watching this are on the planes above, but we lose our center so quick. And I've realized, my friends, I haven't truly found my center in weeks. And that's saying something, because I do that meditation thing, I basically live in nature. And I'm surrounded by like somewhat very centered people. Yet I lost my center for multiple weeks, or that deep abiding center. And that's because, my friends, we need to reset, right? Once you lose your center, once you get off homeostasis, once you get off balance, it is a matter of letting go. It is a matter of reduction, right? Because when this happens, you just get sucked deeper and deeper into this off balance, into this game of compensation, because you are not thinking clearly no longer, right? It's like when you've been in the Matrix for a couple weeks and you haven't really got out in nature and found that deep stillness. All your actions, all your thoughts, they're jumbled, they're frantic, they're chaotic, they're not still, right? But when you reset, this was the Sabbath day in Judaism, the Sabbath, where you wouldn't work, where you wouldn't eat. You would be at leisure, right? You would be in presence, in appreciation, in awareness of spirit, of nature, of God, right? And you dwell in the mind of God. This sacred day every week, right? Follow it on the lunar calendar. The Sabbath was for recentering the people. It was a tradition that was set up to make sure that the majority of the population remained in balance, in alignment with the truth of their nature, with the true self. Because the further you get from your center, the further you get from the power of the true self, from listening to the words and the thoughts and the impulses of the divine. It's like the farther you fall, right? So whenever you're finding yourself, doing a lot or really like stressed out, like this is very cliche advice, go find your center, my friends. Because any action you take, anything you do, any creative endeavor you embark on, right? If it is not coming from the core, it will perish. It will not be permanent. Nothing remains unless it was built from divine order, right? And truth. If it is built in truth, if it is aligned with the truth of your being, right, then it's no longer fake. You see, my friends, most of the work we do, most of the actions we think we need to take, all of these thoughts and emotions that whirl around, right, they are never lasting. They only deplete and wither the spirit. Find your center, my friends. Find your center. This is where all power resides. Furthermore, if you are not at your center, if you are not breathing in awareness of the moment, in awareness of the body, right? You are at the mercy of every thought. You are at the mercy of all these stray thoughts that aren't even coming from you. Where do they come from? You're at the mercy of all these emotions, of all these temptations, of all these desires, because the gates of your mind are no longer guarded. You can't guard the gates to the Garden of Eden if you are not standing watch in the garden itself. My friends, be at your center and guard the gates of your mind, because the moment you leave, the moment you are drawn, right, you create fractures, you create space for something other than you to enter, to start feeding you impulses, right? All these desires that come up, you can no longer banish them. They ensnare you and trap you. And when you look out here, my friends, think about how many people you know that live at the whim, right, of circumstance, of thoughts, of stray emotion, all of it undirected, all of it random, right? They are in constant reaction to what life throws at them. My friends, if you are always reacting to life, you are a controlled pawn. The adept, the master, responds to life. And you cannot respond with any wisdom, with any reason, without any clear direction, unless you were responding from the deepest part of your being, unless you were at your center, at the eye of the hurricane, so you can see clearly, my friends. Get out of the swirl and the twirl of this world, my friends. Please.
Yeah. I like it.
You like that one? Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. So, my friends, this is why may peace be with you. Why the first law of Mat was that man is meant to be at ease, in peace. This is why the Tao is founded upon stillness and silence. It is because it is the most powerful and only powerful place you can be in. The more we can re-tap into and touch upon our center, the more we can hold within it firmly, the closer you get to unlocking the doors of the master within. Keep on knocking, my friends. Keep on knocking. Furthermore, one more point here. I think I hit on just about everything I wanted to say, my friends. So this is the foundation. This is the first thing. If you are thinking about taking action on a dream, right? Even dreaming itself, if you are building a vision, right? Go reset. Go into nature. Find the most quiet, the most still, the most sacred point, mount, peak you can, right? And literally surrender to the silence. Surrender your mind, surrender your body, surrender your spirit to the silence, and bathe in the fountain of youth, my friends. This is the elixir of life. And when you reset, right, this is how action should be taken. When I was out camping in the mountains this whole summer, right, I would spend 2 weeks with very, very, very little interaction and not needing to go do a lot of things, right? And in those few weeks, man, I would be so calm, so still. I would hit these points where it's like, all of a sudden a thought would arise. And when I mean arise, it would like surface like a damn blue whale, slowly coming up from the depths, right? And it would surface, and it wouldn't have to compete with anything, right? It was true to the core. And I would leave the spot of serenity, but maintain that serenity, right? And I would have one thought, and I would direct a little bit of will towards that one thought, and then I would carry it out in upright action. This is what we can all do if we are at our center, right? Now, we don't all have the ability to be out in nature for weeks at a time, but like I said, the mark of the master is to maintain his center in all situations. You might have been asking throughout this video, well, this sounds all great and all, but what happens in this stressful, chaotic, fucked up world we live in, right? All of a sudden your pet dies, you know, you get fired, your wife leaves you, you lose your job. The maturity of the soul, the wisdom inherent is seen in the spirit and is marked by your ability to remain calm in the midst of panic and your ability to stand up when others sit. It is your ability to act. And what actions, what impulses are you acting on? Where are they coming from? You see, my friends, the closer you get to the true will, the truth of your nature, right? And you start operating in spirit, you are now walking in spirit. You are now tapping in to the, this is like, you know, the ambrosia of the gods. I forget that word, but really, it's that true will. And unless you're at your center, that true will is going to be so hard to act on because you have all this resistance in your mind. My friends, I've been thinking and writing and making a lot of videos on transmuting resistance and for creation, for, you know, upright action, for being you more fully and unleashing your energy. But all of that is transcendent and unneeded if you are centered and quiet, tranquility of mind, tranquility of body. And when that thought emerges from the depths of your being, right? It is by itself. It stands alone in the Garden of Eden, ready to bear fruit. There is no resistance. There is no war of opposing forces because you have silenced the forces. You have entered nature and let them resound and harmonize with the stillness of nature around you. My friends, when you go into the forest, you notice how still the trees are. How intense the harmony is there. the slowness of life. And in this age of stimulation, of numification, of frantic action, of always missing out because you're watching your friends on Instagram, right? We are so far away from the natural state of being, the natural rhythm of life and nature itself. So just think about that and know that we have a long way to go. But when you can reflect nature out here in the nature of your mind, right? The Garden of Eden shall be reestablished, and you shall stand as a pillar, as a tree, right? In the garden, my friends. The eye at the center of the hurricane. You will be the center of the wheel, the world revolving around you, and the master is the master of the art of non-action. The master is aligned with the true will and the true self, and the master knows he can only hear and act upon the true will and walk in spirit, to walk in the light of Christ when he is fully present, when he has found his center, right, and found his edge, which doesn't really end, because then he's the sun state. He is a pumping elixir of life, and he moves with all power. This, my friends, is the wisdom of the crane. This is the first law of Mat, and may peace be with you. This is Reality Files, my friends. I'm Demetrius. This is the prerequisite for all development, for all action, for all growth. Find your center, act with intention, and act on the true will, my friends. It all starts with tranquility of mind and tranquility of body. My friends, if you want to work with me, I do powerful coaching sessions for people that are, trying to align with their purpose, perhaps bringing forth some kind of creative project, or just want to develop and want to work with me. So let me know if you want to do coaching. Links in the description. I'm also coming out with a package either on energy and frequency healing and unleashing your energy, or the alchemy and Tao of creativity, tapping into your innate creative genius and transmuting all this resistance. So this package is coming very soon. Let me know what you're excited for. Please drop a comment on your experiences with being at the center. Hell yeah. So may peace be with you. I'll see you next time.